You want to hear some jokes? Yes. You understand English? Yes. How many understand English? Raise hand. I thought you are Korean. They told me you're Korean. Good. And the rest just standing around and squeezing about and, sitting on top of the other guy. I have told them to make the second floor. Yeah? And then some of them can sit up there or crawl up there, It's a temporary. Yeah. Next year will be different, okay? New year, we have new things. No matter what, I make it out. I will try to work it out, okay? Right, okay. So now jokes or poem of Kabir? Joke or poem? Kabir. Why you like Kabir so much? Cool. Who's Kabir? Raise hand. Who's jokes? So they're similar. And the rest? Raise hand again. Who's Kabir? Okay. And who's jokes? Okay. This guy joke. This is a poem. Okay, joke. Poem. What? No. One. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Was it fair or she cheat, he cheat?
No, it's fair.
Fair. Okay, then we take the fair one. Oh my God! Don't even know to play this children game. Oh. We have so we have Kabir and jokes. Huh? I make a joke first, since you're already laughing. Well, Kabir can be a little more seriously, okay? You've been sitting all day, let's take a good laugh, okay? There's a guy, who has a son, who has a very long hair, yeah? And of course, father doesn't like son have long hair. Not many father who like son have long hair. Do you know any father who likes son have long hair? No, okay. Oh, but this is a father. There is a father who doesn't like a son to have a long hair. He couldn't stand anymore after, lecturing many long time and he never listened. So he dragged the son to the barber shop and ordered the barber to give him a crew cut. What is a crew cut? Tell me. Very short, right? Yeah. Very cruel, right? Okay. And then after that, he told all his friends that he discovered that he has been raising somebody else's son. I don't know what happened. Tell me. Huh? He see his son face for the first time or what? Probably look like somebody else, huh? After the cut, huh? Okay. How come he don't recognize it before? Huh? Must be a blonde father, no? Huh? No, because the baby was born short hair, no? Probably a baby you can't recognize much, right? When you grow older, Okay, so you guys be careful if you have a long hair son, you never know who's who. Okay, now. And the hairdresser, they're famous for talking, huh? I'm told like that. Is that true? They're talking while cutting your hair or doing is that true? Mine was like that. Oh man, everything. I don't need SMTV or radio, nothing. She tell me everything from A to Z. Before my hair is done, I know everything what happening in the world. And I know about things that I didn't know about myself also. She keep telling me, oh, your ear is short, your ear is long, or whatever, Okay. Now, and that guy, there's another father. He say that I have a 16-year-old son who was 6'3" until he got a haircut. Now he's only 5'7". Punky hair. Okay. And we come back to the barber, There's the guy walking to the barber shop, nah? And he sat down in the car, in the chair, and he said the barber put the towel around him. And then he told the barber immediately, before we start, let's make it clear, okay? I know already the weather's awful, okay? I don't care who wins the next big fight. I don't bet on the horse races. I know I am getting thin on top, but I don't mind. Now get on with it. And the barber said, well, sir, if you don't mind, I will be able to concentrate and cut your hair better if you don't talk so much. Surprise. I'm surprised. Okay. A man said to his friend, yesterday after I had a fight, my wife was on her knees, with her. With my wife, she was on her knees. My God, you are my idol. What did you do? And say, nothing. As usual only. Oh, usual. So it happened often? No, not often, but yesterday she was on her knees for the first time. So, his friend was very amazed and impressed. But what did your wife say when she was on her knees? She said, get out from under the bed, you silly idiot. You got it? You know very well, huh? I no need to explain. My God. When I first read it, I thought, why? Because my husband didn't do it, so I didn't know. My ex-husband. Okay, now. I have never met a man who went under the bed like that before. So I need some other guy to explain to me and say, why? What's funny about this joke? And they understand everything. The man explained to me. A man entered a barber shop again and said to the barber, I'm tired of looking like everyone else. Yeah, I want a change. Part my hair from ear to ear for me. Are you sure, sir? Yes, the man said, definitely. So the barber did as he was told and satisfied the customer. And then he left the shop. 3 hours passed and the man re-entered the shop and said, put it back the way it was, he said. The barber said, what's wrong? So, are you tired of being a nonconformist already? No, the man said, I'm tired of people whispering in my nose. I don't see the ear, so the whisper. Okay. Two repairmen from a gas company were checking the house installations. And then after checking the last household, they made a bet on who would reach their vehicle first, with the loser have to buy a dozen drink that evening. Okay? They bet to run to their car. So they started to run as fast as they could, both of them. And while they were running and panting, they heard somebody behind them also running and panting. And they looked back and found that it was the lady of the last house, the owner of the last house, running after them. And then so they stopped and asked the lady, what's wrong with her? She said, I saw you guys both running for lives. After checking my gas installation, so I thought I should better run too. Dangerous. Okay. A homeless man said, oh, my kind lady, please give me a little money. I have not eaten for days. So the fat woman let out a very long sigh, like, and said to the homeless, hungry man, I wish I have your discipline. I haven't eaten for days. A customer in a barber shop has been nicked 2 times by the razors from the barber. And he said to the barber finally, hey, barber, give me a glass of water. So the barber asked him, what's wrong, sir? Hair in your mouth? The customer said, no, I want to see if my neck leaks. drink and then it comes out. It's so funny. It's so funny, yeah? I'm glad you found it funny. Yeah, yeah. After the whole day sitting, you need to exercise your lung, no? Okay. This is not a very good joke, but I guess you understand. The daughter asked her father, Dad, do you have something more scary for me to read? More horrifying, like a horror story? You have something more scary, horror story for me to read? Yes, of course, her father replies. There is one that scares me even after 25 years. So surely not. Are there such thing that could scare someone after 25 years? Daddy says, sure, I can show you. And what is that? It's our marriage certificate. The girl who blinked at the other guy yesterday could have listened to this. The Chinese girl. I'm just kidding. It cannot be that bad. You're all still alive, no? With children and all, so it can't be that bad, is it? This is for some guy who has been having really bad experience, John was riding a bicycle, and because he was not careful, he hit a pedestrian. He helped the victim stand up and said to him, hey man, you are really lucky today. The pedestrian was absolutely furious and said, you are truly horrible to say such a thing, that I'm lucky after hitting me with your bicycle. See how my leg is bruised here? Oh, the Johnny says, surely you're lucky. Today is my day off. Otherwise, I would have been driving a heavy truck. Positive, no? Okay, what now? What next? The computer matchmaker. At Shirley, the girl, she's only 165 centimeter high, yeah. So she sought help from a matchmaking agency that use computers to look for possible partners, yeah, compatible partners. So said the manager to her, you please list out your requirements, yeah? And so the girl lists out like this: must not be too tall, loves wearing a tuxedo, and loves playing winter sport. That's a requirement for her future partner. The manager entered her requirements into the computer, and after a while, the answer appeared on the screen. Mr. Penguin. Computer, no? Computer knows everything. It's fit perfect, no? Not be too tall and wear a tuxedo all the time and playing winter sport. Cute, huh? Yeah. The teacher asked the student, can you tell me where was Solomon's temple? You know Solomon, the personage in the Bible? Yeah. The student say, sir, it's on the side of his forehead. On the side of his head. Temple. Temple. A female tailor, the one who sew clothes, make clothes, was working by the riverside. And she dropped her thimble into the river. So she cried loudly in grief. Hearing her crying, God appeared and asked, my child, why are you crying? So the woman told God that she has lost her thimble, yeah, and that it is very essential tool for her to earn a living. Yeah? What can a tailor do without a thimble, no? A thimble, right? Yeah. You know what a thimble is? What is it? Yeah, you cap on your finger so you can push the needle and it doesn't hurt your finger then. Okay. When the cloth is too thick, your needle cannot go through well, so you use a thimble to cap your finger and to push the needle instead of your flesh. Okay, good. So God dipped his hand into the water and grabbed a thimble made of gold and inlaid with pearls and asked her, "Is this your thimble?" "No," replied the woman. God again dipped his hand into the river and picked up a silver thimble inlaid with jade. "Is that yours?" "No, sir." Impressed by the honesty of the woman, God gave her all three. Yeah. You know, he take another one of hers and then give all three of them. Yeah. Several years after, the woman was taking a stroll by the riverside with her husband. When her husband slipped and fell into the river and sank very fast. The woman cried out loud for help again, and God again appeared. "My child, why are you crying this time?" "Oh God, my husband has fallen into the river." So very quickly, God picked up a man from the water who happened to be the movie star Brad Pitt. So God asked her, "Is this your husband?" Still crying, the woman answered, "Yes." Oh, God said, "You are lying. He's not your husband." God was, annoyed. So the woman quickly defended herself, saying, "Dear God, please forgive me. I am forced to lie. If I said Brad Pitt was not my husband, you would pick another movie star from the river. Yeah, maybe Tom Cruise or something. Yes. And then only if I deny him again, you would pick up my husband. And when I finally say yes, then you would give all three men to me." Like last time you did with the thimble. As you can see, I'm not very strong. I'm tired already to have only one husband. One is enough. I told you, didn't I, huh? One partner is enough. Even a woman knows it. The girl asked a date, "Did you kiss me when the light went out?" The boy said, "No, I didn't." So the girl said, "It must be that fellow over there, on my left." Yeah. The boy said, starting to get up, "I'm going to teach him a lesson or two." And the girl said, "You should learn a lesson or two from him." Two friends met on the street, and A asked B, "Well, how is it about the relationship between you and the banker's daughter?" "Oh, pretty cool. I'm getting some encouragement." "Ah, really? Is she beginning to smile sweetly at you or something?" "No, not really, but last night she told me that this is the last time she would say no." he thinks she will say yes the next time. A boy was taking a girl in his car on a lonely country road in a moonlit night, and suddenly the engine coughed and the car stopped. The young man said, "Oh, that's funny. I wonder what that knocking was." So the girl said, "Well, I can not tell you for sure, but I know one thing. There's not opportunity." Opportunity not. The boy asked the girl, "Why won't you marry me? Is there someone else better?" So the girl said, "There must be." That's better. You know you know the answer before, right? The boy asked the another boy, what is so strange and unusual about your girlfriend? And the other boy said, well, she chews on her nails. And the friend said, well, lots of girls chews on her nails, nothing strange or unusual. He said, you mean toenails? And a friend asked another friend, I don't know why my girlfriends always close her eyes when I kiss her. And the other friend said, look in the mirror and you know. Georgia declared his love to his sweetheart, say, oh, Eliza, you must marry me. I love you so much. There can be no other except you. Yeah. So Eliza said, but I don't love you. I don't love you. You must find happiness with a beautiful woman. And he said, I don't want a beautiful woman. I want you. Ugly. Just a slip of the tongue. He didn't mean it. A woman had her portrait taken at the instant photo booth, and then went to get the automatic finished photos. And looking at the photos, she was so shocked. She said, I look like an ape in the photos. A woman behind her said coolly, those are my photos. Yours are still being processed. Oops. The boy said to his girlfriend, you know, sweetheart, since I met you, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't drink. The girl said, why not? The boy said, I'm broke. Spend too much money on dates. A boy said to another boy, my girlfriend takes advantage of me. What do you mean by that? The other boy asked. Well, I invited her out to dinner, and she asked me if she could bring a date. Just to pay. You know. An old man was hit by a taxi, and he quarreled with the taxi driver. The taxi driver said, it was not my fault. My driving technique is superb, and I have 10 years of experience. So the old man said, is that so? I have been walking for 15 years. And this is the first time I've been hit. Who has more experience, right? After a blind date, a fellow mentioned to his friend, after I got home last night, I felt a lump in my throat. You really like her, eh? The friend asked. And the boy replied, no, she's a karate expert. Oh, man. Look before you leap, huh? Do you have a book that say man, master of woman? A young man asked the librarian. Yeah, the bookkeepers, no? The shop librarian, no? Librarian, okay. Okay, that shall be fiction counter on your left. Doesn't exist. It's only in fiction, right? The boy said, oh, look at the cow and the calf rubbing noses in the pasture. That sight makes me want to do the same. So the girlfriend said, well, go ahead. The cow won't mind. The boy, with one hand cupped over the other, say, if you can guess what I have, in my hand, I will take you out tonight. The girl say, an elephant. She doesn't want it. An elephant in my hand? You must be kidding. Okay. So the boy said, no, but that's close enough. I pick you up at 7. The girl asked the boy, do you think you could be happy with a girl like me? The boy replied, perhaps, if she isn't too much like you. After checking into his hotel room, a businessman, saw a dead cockroach on the floor. So he called the service counter and demanded to speak to the manager. When he got through to the manager, he complained with great commotion. Please calm down, sir, said the manager. Since the cockroach is already dead, it won't do you any harm. The businessman said, the deceased is fine, but the relatives and friends who come to attend his funeral really make me sick. There's a man who has a lot of gray hair. I am walking on the street when a stranger went up to him and asked, are you young with gray hair? The man replied, no, I just have a young face. Is that funny? A movie star asked, do you believe that I sleep only 1 hour each day? The reporter replied, then what do you do the rest of the day? The movie star says, dozing away. Sleeping anyway. The boy asked his friend, how come you go steady with Elena? And the friend said, well, she's different from other girls. How different? Oh, she's the only girl who will go out with me. Patient to doctor. Doc, I snore as soon as I fall asleep. Doctor say, then do you snore very loud? Snore very loud? Patient say, yes, very, very loud. The doctor say, is your wife fed up with you? The patient say, I'm not married yet. The doctor say, since you sleep alone, it's not a problem, is it? The patient say, what do you mean not a problem? I have lost 5 jobs snoring on the work at work. What is the definition of a successful man? Anybody know?
Man who has success.
Yeah, true, but that he earns more than his wife could spend. Well, in some cases, I don't say you, but... And what is the definition of a successful woman? No, the one who found such a man. In that case, I'm a loser. I think I'm a loser. The couple trying to split up, husband asked, how could I leave you? Yeah, my dear, how? How can I leave you? So the husband said, by train, by plane, or taxi, just out. Oh, however, I don't care. Alice, do you love me? The boy asked. The girl said, yeah. The boy said, would you be willing to live on my income? I mean, maybe little, I guess. So the girl said, yes, if you will get another for yourself. Everything. All mine. The girl said to the boy, I'm telling you for the last time, you cannot kiss me. The boy said, "Ah, I know you'll be wicked." I mean, it's the last time she say no, She won't say no again. That's what he mean. The girl asked the boy, "Do you love me?" The boy said, "Yes, of course, my dear." And the girl asked again, "Would you die for me?" The boy said, "No, mine is an undying love." How cool. Johnny asked his girlfriend, "Don't you think I'm rather good looking?" So June said, "In a way." So Johnny asked, "What kind of way?" June said, "As far away as possible." There's a minister, came to his one of his flock's house and knocked at the door. The churchgoers knock at the door. And there's a voice inside from the husband asking out, "Is that you, Angel?" And the minister said, No, but I'm from the same department." In the classroom, the teacher just entered and immediately asked the class, if any one of you think that you are the ugliest in the class, please stand up." After a while, the class stood up, and the teacher asked, "You really think that you are the ugliest one in the class?" The kid said, "No, I just couldn't bear to see you standing there alone." In a church, the pastor just went on and on and on with the sermon, and it was very, very hard in there. At last, the pastor stopped and asked the congregation, "What more, my friends, can I say?" So in the back of the church, a voice answered earnestly, "Amen." When the priest say amen, that means end of the sermon. As a little granddaughter, I went to visit grandmother with the whole family, and everybody stay in the living room, and the mom say that today we're going to pray especially for grandma. And then the daughter, "What do we pray for?" Say, "We pray that God will make her live long and very old, to be very, very old age." So the daughter said, "No, I rather pray that God make her younger." The teacher announced the result to the class after midterm exam, before he giving back the mark test papers to them. So the teacher said, "The test result for this mathematics test was really remarkable. The number of people who got 90 points is the same as those who got 80 and above." Wow. Coincidentally, the number of people who got 70 and above is the same as those who got 60 and above. Why are you laughing? Huh? And then, wow, the whole class cheered with joy. Then a boy asked the teacher, "How many of us failed?" The teacher took a deep breath and replied slowly, "The number of people who failed the test is the same as the number of the whole class." The minister finishing up the service one morning and say, "Next Sunday, I'm going to preach on the subject of liars. And in this connection, as a preparation for my discourse, I should like you all to read the 17th chapter of Mark." So on the following Sunday, the preacher rose to begin and said, "Now then, all of you have done as I requested and read the Mark 17. Please, whoever did it, raise your hand." The whole congregation raised their hand. And then the preacher said to them, "You are the people I want to talk to, because there's no 17th chapter of Mark." A spider was very much in love with an ant and was rejected because when he expressed his love, the ant didn't want to take. So the spider shouted, "Why? Why don't you love me?" So the ant very shyly said, "My mom said that those hanging on the web," mean internet, "those who hang on the web all day are bad guys." Hanging on the webs all day. A youngster demanded his grandfather, "Why do you keep reading your Bible all day long?" So the grand said, "Well, you might say I am cramming for my final examination." Oh, grandma, exam. You got it? Three sons of a lawyer, a doctor, and a minister were talking about how much money their fathers made. So the lawyer's son said, "My father goes into a court on a case and often comes home with as much as $1,500. So the doctor's son said, "My father performed an operation and earns as much as $2,000. So the minister's son, determined not to be outdone, said, "That's nothing. My father preaches for just 20 minutes on Sunday morning, and it takes 4 men to carry the money." A father hoped to develop his son's character, so he gave him a penny and a quarter as he was leaving for Sunday school. "Now, John, you put whichever one you want in the offering plate of the church now, a Sunday school church." So when the boy returned, his father asked which coin he has given. So Johnny answered, "Well, just before they sent around the plate, the preacher said, 'The Lord loves a cheerful giver.' So, and I knew that I could give a penny a lot more cheerful than I would give the quarter." So I give the Lord a penny. Cheerful. No? A couple was touring the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and the guy pointed out a tall, benevolent gentleman as the congressional chaplain. The lady asked, "What does the chaplain do? Does he pray for the Senate or the House?" The guy answered, No, sir. He gets up, looks at the Congress, then he prays for the country." Pray for the nation. A hat was passed around the church congregation for an offering for the visiting minister. And then afterward it's returned to him conspicuously and embarrassingly empty. Oh, slowly and deliberately, the parson inverted the hat and shook it meaningfully and vigorously. And then he raised his eyes in heaven and said, "Thank you, my Lord, that I still have my hat back." That they didn't take it. A minister asked the little girl what she thought of her first church service at his church. So the girl said, "The music was nice, but the commercial was too long." After a long and dry sermon, the minister announced that he wished to meet with the church board. The church board, board, B-O-A-R-D, yeah, following the close of the sermon. So the first man to arrive was a stranger. So the man, the priest said to him, "You misunderstood my announcement. This is a meeting of the board." "Only," said the minister. And the stranger said to the minister, I know. But if there is anyone here more bored than I am, I would like to meet him." Definitely a board member. Okay, guys. Okay, a couple more, and then we close. So make the best laughter before you leave, huh? 5 years old Johnny complained to his mother, "Mom, little puppy bit and tore my shoes." So Mom said, "You ought to teach him a good lesson." Okay, so Johnny said, "Mom, I already did. I drank all the milk in his bowl." I'm sure he won't do it again. Father to the child, "My child, I punish you because I love you." And the son said, "I know that, but I do not deserve so much love." Could have a little less love, huh? An ant and an elephant became sworn brothers. Fancy that. The elephant was injured in a traffic accident one day and was rushed to the hospital. Hearing such a bad news, the ant hurried to the hospital and met a rabbit on the way, who asked him why he was in such a rush. The ant said, "My big brother was badly hurt. I am rushing to the hospital to give him a blood transfusion." Very big heart indeed. There was a very energetic young priest who had a thriving country church. He was always prodding his people to do greater things for God. Yeah, and he spent much of his time preparing his sermon. And then there was a deacon in his congregation who did very little and seemed to care less. Yeah. It caused the young priest to feel very concerned. So on several occasions, the preacher would tell him exactly what he thought in his mind. So the old deacon never caught the point at all. So the old deacon always thought he was referring to somebody else. Just like you guys. There's no need hinting to you. I just go direct, it's better. And you might not even understand. So one Sunday, the priest made it a point as to whom he was talking. Make it clear. So following the service, the deacon said to the priest, "Oh, preacher, you sure told them today again." The next sermon was still more pointed than ever. But again, the deacon didn't understand a thing. So he come and praised the priest again. "Oh, preacher, you sure told them today again, didn't you?" So the next Sunday, it rained so much that no one came to the church except this one deacon. So the preacher thought, "Oh, this is a good opportunity," that he would tell him whom exactly he meant, about the way he should change his life. So the sermon went straight to the deacon, who was the only one in the congregation anyway. So following the service, the deacon walked up to the preacher and said again, "Preacher, you sure told them if they had been here." My God. What for you have ears, huh? After delivering some goods to a lunatic asylum, the driver found that his truck had a flat tire. Yeah, somebody flat his tire. So he took it off to change a new one. Just as he was trying to fit the spare tire, his hand slipped and he dropped all the lug nuts into a ditch. He couldn't retrieve the lug nuts, you know, the one that screw the tire together. Yeah. And was at a loss at what to do. So a patient passed by and asked him what was wrong. So no one else there, so he explained to the lunatic what happened. Yeah. So the lunatic said to him, "You can't even solve such a simple problem. No wonder you are only a truck driver. All you need to do is take one lug nut from each of the remaining 3 tires and use them to fix the 4th tire. After that, you can drive to the nearest garage station to refit the missing lug nuts." Wow, how good. So the truck driver was really impressed and amazed. So he asked the lunatic, "Since you are so smart, why are you here in the lunatic asylum?" So the lunatic replied, "I'm here because I'm crazy, not because I'm stupid." A Sunday school teacher asked her students to draw a picture of Jesus' family. After the pictures were brought to her, she saw that some of the youngsters had drawn the conventional pictures of the family and the manger, the family riding on the donkey, and so on. Okay. But she called up one little boy to ask him to explain his drawing. Because in his drawing it showed an airplane with 4 heads sticking out of the windows. Jesus' family. So she asked him, "I can understand that you drew 3 of the heads to show Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, but who's the 4th head?" The youngster answered, Oh, that's Pontius the Pilate." The same name. It's cute. Pontius the Pilate. Johnny has a very talkative wife. One day he said to his friend, "You know what? I went with my wife to the seaside for vacation. And guess what happened?" The friend said, "What happened?" So Johnny said, "Her tongue was tanned by the sun." Talk too much. Terrible husband. Nothing else than but the tongue. Congregation member said to the priest, "Pastor, how did you get that cut on your face?" So the pastor said, "I was thinking about my sermon this morning, and I wasn't concentrating on what I was doing, so I cut myself when I was shaving." So the member of congregation said, "That's too bad. That's too bad. Next time you'd better concentrate on your shaving and cut your sermon." Well, I don't have any bear, so I will never have that problem. You never have a chance. The manager said something to the potential employee. "I have many types of machines in our factory. Are you familiar with machines?" The potential employee replied, "I am familiar with 4 types of machine, in fact." Good. Which is the 4 types of machine that you're familiar with? Namely, the employees, namely computer game machines, beverage vending machines, ATM machines, and elevators. " Little Johnny got a tiny drum for a birthday. So several days later, when his dad came home after work, his mom told him, "Oh, I think our neighbor downstairs doesn't like the noise from Johnny's drum," but he was very implicit. Oh, so the husband asked, "So what did he say?" "Well," replied the wife, "this afternoon he gave Johnny a small knife and asked him what was inside the drum. That's produced such a beautiful sound." Finished. Oh, what a very intelligent tactic, huh? A parishioner, a prisoner, had dozed off during the morning service. Oh, parishioner means the churchgoer, I guess, yeah? Okay. Dozing off while during the morning service. So the pastor asked, Will all people who want to go to heaven please stand up?" So everybody stood up except the sleeping churchgoer. After they all sat down again, the pastor continued, "Well, will all who want to go to the other place stand up?" Someone suddenly dropped a songbook, and the sleeping man jumped to his feet and stood sheepishly facing the preacher. He mumbled confusedly, Well, preacher, I don't know what we are voting for, but it looks like you and I are the only ones for it." A little boy in a Sunday school forgot his lines for a presentation. So his mother, sitting in the front row to prompt him, gestured and formed the words silently with her lips to help him out. But it didn't help her. Her son's memory was completely blank. So finally she leaned forward and whispered the cue into his ear. "I am the light of the world." Yes. So the kid beamed, in his eyes, and with great feeling and confidence, speak very loudly, "My mother is the light of the world." Right in the middle of the service, just before the sermon, one of the congregation members just remembered that she forgot to turn off the gas under the roast. Yeah. So hurriedly she scribbled a note and passed it to the usher to give it to her husband. But the usher misunderstood, unfortunately, and took it to the pulpit and gave it to the priest. And the priest unfolded the note and read aloud, "Please go home and shut off the gas." He was talking. "Please go home and shut off the gas." Oops. In the office of a foreign company, there was a following poster. It says, "Theory means we know the reason why, but nothing can be done. And practicality means we don't know why, but things are being done. In our company, we have merged theory with practicality. Nothing is being done and no one knows why." How practical. A Sunday school teacher asked the little girl, "Did you say your prayer every night? Do you say your prayer every night?" The girl said, No, not every night. Because some nights I don't want anything from God." Only when she wants some. After putting out a huge fire, the firemen are beginning to clear and pack their equipment. Among the onlookers, a mother said to her son, "Did you see that? Did you see that? After the game is over, they always pack and clear the toys for home." A Sunday school teacher asked her class to draw a picture illustrating a Bible story. So one paper handed to the teacher with a picture of a big car. An old man with a long whiskers flying in the breeze who was driving the car in that picture. A man and a woman were seated in the back seat, puzzled. So very puzzled. The teacher asked little John to explain what the meaning of his drawing. So Johnny said, "Why, that is God. He's driving Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden." Okay, guys, let's go have dinding, okay? See you later. Okay? So now you're going to have dinner, I'm going to have breakfast. How about that? I'm a little hungry too, no? Are we not? Are you not? You are, right? You haven't eaten since morning. Okay, buon appetito. Ciao, ciao. Okay. See you. You are a very good audience. I could make a job, stand-up comedy, no? It's nice to laugh, eh?
Yeah.
See you later, love. See you.